been here now.
Hi, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning from Cabanegro, Morocco. And I had a slight technical difficulty getting in. So, hi, Chanel.
Hi.
Hi, Mom. Happy Mother's Day.
Good morning.
Happy Mother's
Yeah,
Day.
Rita, Joan.
There's Joan.
Hi, everybody. Well, welcome to the beautiful Cabanegro, which is right on the coast here in Morocco.
No, you should mute yourself or she's going to hear every time you cough.
So hopefully that. So yeah, we're recording. I'm going to go live in a second, Mom. So we want to hit mute. Here we go. Let's see if I can connect with YouTube and remember how to do that. There we go. More. So see? So here's one of the things you're going to love. The size of the couches in this country. Lots of places to gather everybody. So we're going to go live on YouTube. And there we go. Is everybody hungry? I hope everybody's getting ready to celebrate dawns and all those great things. And we will be enjoying. So saying goodbye to my back crew that just brought in some supplies. So we're going to be celebrating with some, not so much food I'm making. I am going to be featuring one recipe from my kitchen here, but we're going to be celebrating some of the great foods that are made by local vendors. Because as we always say here in Atlantic Canada Cooks, local is exactly where you want to be. And in this country, the fresh ingredients are absolutely amazing. So here gives you a little bit of an idea of what's happening here. You see, I've got a good setup. And we're going to move over into the kitchen, which, like in every place, is the heart of the home and where we all get to celebrate. So I got up this morning. It's beautiful. It's already 20 degrees here and getting warmer and warmer as the day goes on, but it's still spring here in Morocco. So it's going to get getting very, very hot until the summer, but I can guarantee you there's a beautiful, cool breeze. So today we're going to share a little bit about amazing foods. And of course, we're celebrating moms. And here in Morocco, I can tell you one thing. The Moroccan mom, she's the top. No matter what, whatever mom says definitely happens in this country. And I'm going to have the privilege this afternoon to go to a beautiful family dinner with some good friends here in Morocco. So let's talk about what we're going to be eating today. And I've got some videos to share with you of some of the tours I've been taking, because I can tell you, walking through the streets and the markets is an experience in of itself. So let's make sure that we can experience some of the tastes and the smells together. Of course, we've been talking about olives. Olives are a key part of the diet here. And you have them at breakfast, lunch, supper, snacks, you name it. And we've got a little bit of a video we're going to show you. These olives are exactly from where I was. So the fresh market, I'm going to share a video about the fresh market because that market literally has the most amazing fresh food I've seen in my life. And I've traveled to a few different places. So over here, we're going to look at some of this amazing fresh mint, and the scent is incredible. But you know what? No, nothing would be absolutely perfect here unless we were making some mint tea. So Moroccan tea is one of the most important parts of everybody's day. Wherever you go, we're going for a tea. You don't often hear everybody say, I'm going for a coffee. It's definitely going to be tea. So this, I'm excited to bring this one home. It's got a little bit of the extra flavors and some dried mint in it. But today, I took the opportunity to make a little bit of traditional mint tea. Now, I wish I knew how to pour it, because I can tell you one thing, when they're pouring tea here, it's a long pour up and down to make sure you get it in. But you'll notice that it looks like we would have in Canada, we'd often see like a smaller glass. This is the traditional glasses that you would see the tea served in. And in many of the homes, you'll see glasses that were passed down from generations and traditions. And I know this afternoon, I'm going to be seeing a little bit more of that. I also want to share a great experience I had this week, and a huge thank you to the Dayod School. Beautiful roses that they gave me, and they chose red and white to celebrate Canada. And I had the opportunity to judge an English competition this week, and it was beyond incredible. Afterwards, we went out to an amazing lunch way up in the mountainside in a rooftop. And the food there was beyond great. And one of the things, and I have to say, look at this bread, the size of this. So bread in Morocco is known as hobs. So, and you're going to see that everywhere. And just in a few minutes, I'm going to share a couple of videos in a row from my market experience. But bread is, as we talked about, what you're going to find is it's served with every meal. And most meals are served as a full family meal. So everybody's together and often eating out of the same very large dish in the middle of the table. But this is usually what your spoon is. So they've often handed me a spoon or a fork, but I have been adapting to making sure to use my bread as my spoon. And really, at that stage, everybody just flattens it out. And I know last week we were talking about it. You take your 3 fingers and you dip that around. Now, one of my other breads, and I know my mom's heard me talk about this, and Mom, I promise you, in celebration of you, I'll definitely be bringing some of these home. So this in the breads, this is a persimmon. And I think the most incredible thing about this particular bread is the many layers that it has, and it's very light. So something traditional that we're going to have here, and I'm going to enjoy a piece, is with honey. So the honey in this country is some of the best honey I've really ever had anywhere in the globe. And it's very, very important in the culture. So just like we would have a lot of maple in Canada, and we would see a lot of maple and honey, in this country, you're going to see honey used on most things. So what would be a very traditional way for the persimmon, and I'm going to laugh at this one, would be to serve it with some honey or some olive oil. And because the olive oil I'm using is come from Milu's farm, her family farm, I had, they had a large jug that was about 4 liters. So for me, you can only imagine, I had to use this to transport, because I really didn't need 4 liters of olive oil, albeit this is my 2nd bottle this week. So obviously I have been using a little bit of olive oil. So what would be most traditional with the persimmon is to take that and have a little bit of the olive oil on the side, and you're just going to use this for dipping. And what I'm going to show you, I'm going to use my tagine as a table. There we go. Let's get this open. Look at this. Look at the layers. Various layers that come in. Hey, Ali. Ali knows this well. And actually, Ali is probably going to help me with the other name for this, because I struggled to pronounce it. And it's Rick. What's the second name for persimmon, Ali? I know you know this. And in different regions. So the persimmon, and what's the other name for it, Ali?
It's مسمن and there is بغرية. Is it the بغرية?
Yeah. Yeah. So I know sometimes here they call it, and it's spelled R-G-H-A-I-F.
رغيف, huh?
There it is. Hear his accent. I can tell you, I've been practicing. Just like people practice music and their voices and how to get those sounds right, I have been trying to practice getting my Arabic correct. It's proved to be a little bit challenging, but I'm working on it. Maybe by the time I come home at the end of this week, I'll finally be getting that right. So for me, I love this with the honey. So And I want to show the color, the rich color of this honey, and hopefully you can see, because there's a sweetness I've never tasted in our country that comes here. And I think it's because the honey is produced year round, where in Canada, it's very seasonal. So I think that that's where I'm feeling a bit of those differences. And for our audience, I know we're going to be airing this on YouTube afterwards. I'm going to get Ali to say hi from Atlantic Arabic Travel. And it's really cool because for our international audience, Ali is standing in front of the Petitcodiac River. Ali, please tell us where you are.
Yeah, from ocean to ocean, from the Petitcodiac River here in Moncton, this beautiful chocolate river, as you can see. I think Michelle, she live Riverview somewhere there, huh?
Yes.
A little bit windy, so I'll just go back to the car. So here it's this, thought to share this with you from Moncton.
Ali, if we looked at behind you, the tide is probably looking like it's halfway up. Is it coming in or going out right now?
I think it's coming in soon, huh?
So that's
Yeah,
one of our amazing things, right? And that water is coming in from the Atlantic Ocean via the Petitcodiac River and the Bay of Fundy. Because as we know, there's bays that are close to each country. So
definitely. And that's the highest tide in the world, 14-meter high. That's the Bay of Fundy. So that's, if nobody know that, that's good information to know.
And Ali, it looks like a beautiful sunny day in Moncton, New Brunswick.
It's beautiful, honestly. It's a nice sunny day. So it's getting in the car. It's a little bit windy, so we can. You hear me good?
We can hear you perfect. Actually, even with the wind, we could hear you perfect.
Okay, excellent.
So Ali is I've known Ali. He's been in Canada many years, and he's an amazing entrepreneur and has really spent time promoting his culture. And we want to connect more of that culture. So keep following along on my Moroccan journey as I'm here, and hopefully you can connect with Ali and AB Connect Travel so that you can also have these amazing experiences. And as I said, the condominium that I'm in here is in Cabo Negro. And it is on one of the most beautiful beaches in the country. And I know many Moroccans come here to get away from the big cities. So I am so privileged to be in this area. And it's just as close to Tétouan as Shediac would be to Moncton. So it's a very fast drive to get here. And I am staying in a wonderful condominium here in the Riviera complex. And we definitely want to make sure that you can have a visit. Let's talk a little bit more about some food, but I'm going to share with you in just a minute a little short video of me picking up some tomatoes at the market this week. And I need you to know, I have never seen in my life piles of tomatoes that were as high as this, or even just the amount of vegetables, so fresh. In this particular market you're going to see in the video is all vegetables. So when you're going into this market, you're seeing strictly vegetables, and you know how fresh they are. You can smell it when you come in. And most of it was harvested either that morning or maybe just the day before. So this is a honeydew melon. Also, they said it's more in the cantaloupe family, but I can tell you the flavor, yes, might be one of the fresh. You can see my mother loves this melon, by the way. So there you go, Mom. An homage to you. I will be enjoying one of your favorite melons here. But very juicy, fresh, tasty, better than I've really ever had in Canada, because most of it's imported, albeit we do have some of it that we're not importing and that we grow, as we said, seasonally. Now Michelle's looking for every household will always have one of these on the table too, which is very good. Let me just dry off my hands here, and I'm just going to share this amazing video so that you can have an opportunity to see a little bit more of what is going on in these fresh food markets. And you're going to hear how busy it is as we're getting going. And I'm going to tell you one of the funniest parts of this. Can everybody see my video? Give me a hands up. No? Okay. Let's try this again. You're going to hear the noise. You're going to hear the busyness, and you're going to see what's going on. And Ali's probably going to be the only one on here that's going to be able to tell us what they're saying in Arabic. But we thought it was extra funny when the gentleman, can you hear? No sound?
Yeah,
Here we
it's,
go. This is when Michelle doesn't have her technical support this morning. There we go. Let's try this again. Because I have a few videos to share with you. Share sound. Ah, there we go. All right. This is where you're going to see and play.
I'm here at the market in Tetuan, and I've just had the biggest pile of tomatoes ever. So this is what you selected for me.
Did everybody see that?
These might be the most delicious tomatoes I've ever had in my life. But if you could look around what's going on behind me, all of the vendors have the freshest ingredients. So you have to come to Morocco and understand the food culture is beyond what most people think it would be. And this country is able to produce all of its own fruits and vegetables. So you know this morning, these were just picked. I'm going to enjoy eating them this afternoon. Shukran.
Did everybody get a chance to see that video okay?
yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Thanks, Ali. I have to tell you, I had a slight technical difficulty logging in today because the internet went down, and we've had some construction that's been going on in the complex because they're getting ready for that busy season. So we were also talking about olives, and in that market, we're going to share a little bit of a view. And when I was asked, what kind of olives do you want, Michelle? I was like, just a little bit of everything. And I can tell you there's so many different types of olives here in the country, perfectly seasoned and beyond delicious taste. The other thing with those amazing tomatoes that I made yesterday was salsa. And we had some friends over, and I can tell you, it might be the best salsa I've ever had. And the reason why is the freshest ingredients. We say when you have great ingredients, you're going to have a great result. So here's where I made a beautiful salsa with garlic, onions, cilantro, tomatoes, and some fresh lime. And let me show you these limes, because it is definitely different than the size of the limes that we're getting in Canada. These limes are huge, and it's wonderful because a little can go a much longer way. But the other thing that's really interesting about these limes, when I open it up, is you can see how thick the rind is on that lime. So that juice, they'll keep a little bit longer because it's got a thicker skin on it. So you know that that's the smell of this lime is incredible. It's just absolutely fresh. So let's have a little bit of a look on another video. I just want to share a few of the fresh vegetables that I picked up. And these are salad turnips. And these are absolutely delicious as well. And I know that Angela from Fun Day Farms Harvest has these as well. So you can buy these in Canada. And I definitely recommend that you try them. I know Mom and I started buying them a few years ago. So I was so excited to see them here and really take the opportunity to enjoy those. And then the last vegetable, as I work away here, the other thing I want to give credit to is every Moroccan mom, because most of the kitchens in this country are smaller, as we would call a galley kitchen. And what is created inside of these kitchens with limited space, I have a very big appreciation for after preparing some stuff today. So these are some wonderful, we would call it an English cucumber in Canada because of the texture and then very minimal amount of seeds. But look, Mom, as always, I always find a vegetable that gives me a smile. So there's our smiling cucumber for today. And I've already diced this cucumber up. And one of the things, and again, I can tell you the freshness and the flavor when you're able to get what you know was just picked recently. Make sure you're visiting your markets in Canada. Hello to the Moncton Farmers Market, Bucktooth Farmer, Dieppe Farmers Market, Hillsborough. All of these amazing producers take the time to make sure we are getting the best quality when it comes here. So this is a simple recipe that I'm going to put together here. And I didn't realize just how simple. So mayonnaise, just like we would say. So here's my mayonnaise from here. An important condiment in this country, used in a few recipes for sure. And what's really simple about this is I'm going to put about a tablespoon, and then I'm using some, this is really nice vinegar. And I love the little bottles that we have here. And about a tablespoon of vinegar that's going to go into that as well. And a little bit of salt and pepper. And I'm going to mix that up with, also very convenient, not unlike my kitchen, Mom. We can get all the, everything's right in front of me. So we're going to go for a little bit of salt and a little bit of black pepper. Now, I also find in this country, a lot of white pepper is used, which is also equally delicious. So we're just going to make that small mixture. And you don't need a lot because the vegetables themselves have so much great flavor in them. I was going to make a little bit different version of this, which is Moroccan cucumber salad, but I realized I didn't have a grater. I've also made a list for my friends that have this condo of a few little things in the kitchen. Again, it smells amazing. I love the flavor of this mayonnaise. And I'll have to look at where that difference is. So we're just going to drizzle that over the top of those tomatoes. Cucumbers. And the other thing about today, and I'm going to share some pictures after, presentation. I have to say, everywhere I've eaten, whether it's a restaurant or at friends' homes, or even some friends getting together to share some food, there's a lot of care always taken in the presentation. And I hope that all of you take a little bit of extra time with your food and really focus on that presentation, because you eat, you smell first, then you see it. And I can tell you the beauty here. So I've prepared my base dish here with extra lettuce. Move that out of the way. Here's the other thing. I've already used half of this. The beautiful fresh heads of lettuce. And do you know what? Everything is fairly inexpensive here. There's a lot readily available. So the cost of the fresh ingredients is spectacular here and very, very easy. And everybody knows the vendors, because when you go to the market, I'm going to share here in a minute, many vendors are sharing the same thing. But you know what? It's who you know. So we've got our beautiful lettuce in here. And one of the things that we want to do with this salad, now that I prepared it, is we're just going to put that in the middle of that beautiful lettuce. Here we go. Get all that in there. And I'm going to top this off with some fresh cilantro, which there is a lot of in this, which is over by my melons. There we go. We're going to put some fresh cilantro on the top of this. And I feel like I want to put a couple of tomatoes around it, because again, I really want this to be a beautiful dish. I've got some friends popping over to have a little snack just before we go and eat a huge meal this afternoon. So there we go. Beautiful. Fresh ingredients with the flavors of Morocco. And these are recipes that you can make at home. So remember, for those that are in Canada, I know we've got guests from all over the world. Shinobu's here from I almost said Vietnam, Japan. She was just visiting France, is where I was thinking, Shinobu. I was starting to think you were spending so much time in France. Take the opportunity to recreate some of these flavors in your own kitchen. So at least you can take a little bit of an exploration. So we're going to have that over here. The other thing that I've prepared, and meat and cheeses. Wow. You know, it's got a little meat flowerette here, this beautiful cured beef, and I don't know if you can see, but there's some pepper, like nice cracked pepper. The charcuterie boards that I've already seen here have completely blown my mind, and I've definitely learned a few extra tricks to those as well. So we've got great fresh grapes, and this is a cheese, and it's funny, Mom, because one of my favorite cheeses I buy from the Masstown Creamery is this beautiful Gouda with cumin in it. So I was so excited when I was able to find such a similar cheese here and have those great flavors. And of course, we all know beautiful brie. So we've got some brie. This cheese I had to taste test. It was a little bit surprising, but this one is mixed. And this is a goat cheese, and it's flavored with some really great harissa seasoning. So it was unbelievable to taste that, the heat and then the creaminess of that beautiful cheese. And then of course, as always, you're going to have some of your nice shaved cheeses that are all ready for making sandwiches. And sandwiches are a big deal. We have a lot of tacos. We have a lot of shawarma. I had the most amazing chicken shawarma yesterday, Ali. I love some of our chicken shawarma I have at home, but unbelievable. Ali, what are some of your favorite vegetables and cheeses that you miss from home?
I miss grape, watermelon, melon, all of the fruit that I miss. Miss the freshness
All
of
of
the
the
fruit,
fruit,
honestly.
right?
Definitely. Yeah.
So I'm just going to take a second here and share another video of my wonderful journey that I've been having. So I prepared, here we go. Share screen, and hopefully the olive video.
كنت تشتري لها خصها الزيتون ما هياش كيعجبها داكشي الطابخ
Let me
وكاع
see the olive video.
هنا قلنا لها يلا تشوف السوق ديالنا كارفور
Oh, I'm in olive heaven.
ودابا مشات شرات من السوق قلت لها اجي حنا كيزين لينا جوج ملي
And see, they even had their olive oil in a container as well. And hopefully everybody could see that video. I just see that my internet is buffing. So there, we're going to have a few challenges. Could you see the olive video? No, Dion. Thank you for the no. I'm having a challenge. There we go. Let me try this again. This is when Michelle is having technical challenges. There we go. Let's try this again. This worked this morning. There we go.
الطابخ وكاع هنا قلنا لها يلا تشوف السوق ديالنا كارفور
Oh, I'm in olive heaven.
ودابا مشات شرات من السوق قلت لها اجي حنا كيزين لينا جوج ملي
So they're just a few short videos, and I've got another one because I want to go back to talking about bread for one last second. I think, Ali, you were just zooming in earlier when I came in to talk about, and I was already tearing a piece off. I had the opportunity to go through the Medina. I'm part of the old city, very historical city. And what's amazing to see how the bread is still baked today as it was baked centuries ago. And that's one of the food experiences that you're going to see when you come to this country. And it's unique in the fact that everything is baked in here. And I want you to listen to the clip because it's going to be a little bit fun. You're going to see me standing in here, and I wanted to have a look at the height. So the oven is down into the bottom. They did offer me the opportunity to go down the staircase. I passed on that one because I'll be honest, it was slightly intimidating, but it was absolutely amazing. This clip's just a couple of minutes longer. and let's have a little bit of a tour about how that bread.
Malcolm here from Atlantic Canada Cooks, and I'm touring a market in Tetuan, historical city. But what I want you to see behind me, very nice and warm right now, and this is where a lot of the bread is baked. So a lot of the women will prepare it and then bring it down into here to cook it. So you know that you're going to get the best, freshest ingredients. And cakes. And anything sweet and enjoyable. So stay along, we're going to tour a few places, and definitely come visit Tetuan and visit these wonderful places.
I have to giggle at that one. I hope that all of you could hear Mohammed whispering in the background. So he was saying not just bread is made in there, Michelle, but the cakes. So let me pull up what you can see for some of the cakes that came out of that were made as well. And this place, so where I was almost in the oven, so that's what I had to laugh at. I said that might be the first time I felt like I was almost literally standing inside an oven before I was coming in. But this is the results that you get to see walking down the street. Oh, I am having an odd issue for that one. Hang on a second. My media player is telling me I don't have, there we go. There we go. Sorry about that. Ali knows this from hosting live productions.
Yeah, Michelle.
It's
Oh,
Michelle
I'm on the oven
Atlantic
again.
Canada Cooks, and I'm touring a market in Tetuan.
Good. We're trying to get to the cakes, right? And I'm putting you back in the oven. Ali, I know that you have to go. Ali's got some events that he's been supporting, and he's busy doing a few more things.
Thank you,
Ali,
Michelle. Keep up the good
what
work.
final words would you like to share with the group about Morocco?
Go visit Morocco. Beautiful country, beautiful food, everything fresh. And we can get it done from here, from Moncton, Atlantic Arabic Travel, or AB Connect Travel. See you guys. Take care. Thank you, Michelle.
Shukran.
Take care. Shankran.
All right. Hopefully, there we go.
Mustafa. أجاك Mustafa.
Yeah, what do we want to taste? Tell me what we're tasting.
Whatever. This is called, we call it here in Tetuan, we call it the national biscuits.
Okay, I'll take. Definitely want to try a national.
العربية.
Okay.
Okay, أعطيها واحدة من هذه.
What are these?
Okay, it's made of coconut.
I think I want one to try one of those
Okay.
for sure.
Whatever. Okay.
Perfect.
Let me see now. Anything else, Michelle?
Oh, sure. But I think we're just going to start with these.
No, don't worry.
Wow. Yeah, you tell me what.
That's it, yeah.
Look at those macaroons. Okay, this is Morocco food.
Can you just smell or see what you think that would look like? Because to me, it is beyond amazing to be able to see that. So I just want you to know, the oven was on this side of the street, and when I came out, the baking was on the opposite side of the street. And it would have been no further a distance than the distance of this kitchen across. And as you walk through the streets in the market, you will see a continuous amount of this. Every vendor has unbelievably beautiful sweets, chocolates, and different things. But the other thing you're going to see is a lot about nuts. And then I'm going to share a little bit on some skincare stuff too. But nuts are in so many different recipes here. So you're going to see, so especially walnuts, and the sizes of the bags of walnuts, almonds are beyond amazing as well. I have a taste test of one of those. And then of course, some beautiful fresh peanuts. And many of the recipes have nuts within them. And hopefully you can see this beautiful tagine here beside me. I'm not going to be cooking with that today. because as we showed last week, when you're cooking with that, there's a lot more preparation and it takes several hours. And after I'm done this, I'm going to be going for lunch elsewhere. But I've got a short video because I want people to understand when that tagine comes out and sits down in front of you, it's still really hot and everything in it is still cooking. And it's still cooking when it's sitting in front of you. And I'm going to need 2 hands for this one, because this is even a bit bigger than the one we have at home now, Mom. But I think what you can see with this is how seasoned it is. This has been used for a very, very long time. So the size in the video that we're going to show you are like your individual personal sizes. And that's the best part of it. But I will tell you, I did have a special treat and a nice gift, and I've got myself one of these small ones to bring home so I can also make some of the smaller dishes. So I'll be looking forward to that one. This one I think can fit in my suitcase to carry, where that can be a challenge on how heavy some of these things are. So I'm just going to queue up, and it's a really short video, but I think what this video does is it's going to show you a little bit more, and I've got, there we go, to see how hot and fresh this is. And it comes to your table like this. So I think that might be the one that excites me the most, when I can see that coming right to the table. And I want you to look at the ingredients that are in this tagine, because here we go.
Goodbye. See you soon.
So you can still see it cooking. I'm just going to hit play on that
Goodbye.
again so you can really
See you
see.
soon.
So in there, and I'm going to show you a chicken one as well. In these tagines, you're going to see the dates, nuts, and what's really wonderful is just how, you know, how. So the second one is chicken, and where the first one was beef. And I'm just going to hit play on that. One more time, and you can really see that personal size. Does anybody else feel like you want one of those? Ali and I were talking about it. I know Dion's in the Halifax region, and there is a really great Moroccan restaurant in Halifax that I do believe you can get some authentic tagines in. But I would love to challenge someone in my region to definitely get that going. So you can imagine the size of that kitchen when you've got 13 or 14 or 15 people all ordering one of those, to be able to have those hot and fresh when they're arriving at your table. So, because I think everything in this country is about that fresh ingredient and taking time. When you sit down to eat, everybody's enjoying themselves and really spending that time together, which I wish I was spending my time with my mom in person today for Mother's Day, but I will get to spend this afternoon with some other Moroccan moms. And then, believe it or not, it is the 26th of May in Morocco that they celebrate Mother's Day. So we'll have a chance, Mom, for you and I to be together, and we'll be celebrating with our Moroccan moms back here. So we'll have a do-over, as we say. So as I'm wrapping up some of the dishes today and to show you, so there's these are like regular dates and figs. So that chicken dish I had lemon, lime, chicken, and the bottom of it had figs and dates and olives. And those combination of flavors with the sweet from the dates and then that brininess from the olives, unbelievable together. And I think we learned last week, there's a little tip, because the seed inside these dates helps season and helps your food cook faster. So we can definitely say we're going to have some more dates in our life. So over here, and there we go. These are, I have a bowl of these right now. So, and I'm going to see if I can get this one right, because it's Michelle and her pronunciation can be challenging with this one. So I have to look at my cheat notes. This is a sweet called Chabekia. And during Ramadan, which would have just happened last month, this is something that you'll see everywhere, and it's a very, very important part. There's a lot of sugar and honey in these, but I just want to show you some of the sizes and how the shapes of these pastries are done, right, Mom? I feel like, yeah. So, and look at this, just the care that's taken in to each and every one of these. And each of them are similar in flavor, but ever so slightly different. And this one just looks like a little package. And I think what you'll also see is there's some toasted sesame seeds across the top of them. And when you put that flavor combination together, unbelievable. And this is something that would be very traditionally served in the morning. You're going to have them with many other tray. And then again, later in the evening, to make sure that you've got enough sweets in your life. So as I'm going to be wrapping up a few things, and now I've got sticky on my fingers, right? So we're going to have to wipe that off. Spices and seasoning. This really is the country where you get to see and all the beautiful colors. So the best paprika I've ever had, and cayenne pepper. I know we can get some of it at home, but I think when I'm buying it from the vendors and it's piled high, there's just a better feeling about that with that choice. And I also will tell you, I brought a little bit of Canada with me, as I always do when I'm touring. And one of the favorites they've been having here is summer savory. So I'm going to be making a chicken dish later for some of our Moroccan moms so that they can try it. And I brought some of that summer savory so I could bring a little bit of a taste of Canada with me here. And it's been an absolute favorite. I hadn't thought about putting summer savory in eggs before, but it seems to me that that's the favorite way to have it. But it kind of makes sense because we usually use it with poultry. So we're just going to use it with the egg before it becomes the chicken. Stay tuned this week. I've got some other micro videos we're going to share out on our social media so that everybody can just, again, get a sense of what's going on. I also want to stress the fact that this country is so safe, and at all times, I feel absolutely amazing. I'm going to end off with a video clip that I did that's just going to show a little bit of the view and where I'm looking, and I'm going to go to my balcony here in a second. I'm not sure if the sun's going to allow me to show it to you, but we were at the top of a very big mountain, and it's overlooking. So we're standing up there. On one side of it, I could see where I'm staying in Cabernegro. The opposite side, we are looking at Tetuan. And then when you look across, you're looking over at Europe, and you're able to see Europe perfectly and clearly. And for those of us that are here in Atlantic Canada, we'll know the distance from New Brunswick to Prince Edward Island with Confederation Bridge. It's almost the same distance as it is. But for here, you're going to go to Morocco to Spain. But unlike the west coast of Canada and the east coast, we don't have near as many mountains, more like hills. But for this particular one, I was at the top of a mountain, and you can see the perfect view from my balcony. So we're going to test the theory to see if there's not going to be too much glare. But I had featured a recipe called Bissara before on Atlantic Canada Cooks. And unfortunately, I didn't have my fava beans till this morning. But it's made with a split fava bean. And it's a very simple recipe. And I will take a video after when I do cook it, because I'm going to take the opportunity to season my tagine while I'm here in Morocco before I bring it back to Canada. And it's very simple, but this particular dish is either a dip or a soup. And I love a dish that can be used both ways. Obviously, as a soup, we thin it out a little bit, but it's made with, and here's your fava beans in the two different ways. These, my mother knows, I have had a challenge finding in Canada. So this is what the whole fava bean is like. And then this one is already split and ready to go. The one thing before you're making this recipe is you do need to soak them overnight to soften them. And then simply a little bit of garlic in the bottom of the pan. And then you fry the softened beans in there, a little bit of olive oil, and then puree it. But the trick is it's the topping. So when you top that off, we want to make sure that we would top it off with a little bit of fresh seasoning. So some fresh cayenne pepper or paprika, and definitely some cumin. And then you get your bread out and start dipping. Because it's one thing with those dips, it's always served with that traditional Moroccan bread again. So this is what you'd be using to scoop out all of your dishes. So I hope you've enjoyed a little bit of an extra tour of what's going on. And we're going to end off with the video. And I'll see you next Sunday back in Canada. And the theme is herbs. And I'm going to be very excited about herbs and spices when I get home, because not only will I be cooking with fresh ingredients from our local farmers markets in Canada, but I'll be bringing back some of those wonderful spices and seasoning with me from Morocco so that we can have a great Canadian Moroccan food fusion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show that video of the view from the top of the mountain, and then I'll take you for a little walk out here. Actually, there's one more video I just remembered. There we go. And you'll have an opportunity to really see what this is like. So I am going to show you. There we go. So that's Europe.
Looking at Europe
Side.
and Morocco.
I'm gonna play that one more time.
You're looking at Europe and Morocco.
So from one Atlantic Ocean to your Atlantic Ocean back in Atlantic Canada, you can see how that is. So I'm going to take a slow walk through here. And let's see if we can go out onto this balcony and have a look at that same mountain. But I'm having a feeling we're going to have a little bit of glare. There we go. I don't know if you can see, but all up here is that mountain that I was standing on. And I'll make sure I take a good video afterwards and share it. But from my kitchen and my balcony here in Cabo Negro, Morocco, thank you so much for joining me. And I look forward to sharing more of the journey. And I hope all of you take the opportunity to book your trip to Morocco and come to this incredible place. As you can see, there's lots of room for everybody to enjoy. And one last look at my wonderful setup. As you see, for a small kitchen, you can get all of your things on there. And this jug that I was using for my stand, that is a water jug. So, and that is made from the earth here. And you'll see that in all the homes with a jug nearby so that you can get some fresh water anytime that you want. So get some fresh food in your day. And today, celebrate your moms. Take the opportunity to spoil mom, cook for her. And to my mom, big love from Morocco. And I'll look forward to seeing you next weekend. And thank you all for joining, and have an amazing day. Cheers, everybody. Mahaba.